Every day you take action toward becoming more valuable is an investment in your wealth. Because the more value you add, the more opportunities will open up and the faster wealth will flow into your life. Your value and wealth are determined by the actions you take today, not tomorrow. Make the decision now to become more valuable and watch your wealth follow. Wealth isn't built in a day, but the smartest decisions you make today will shape the financial future you deserve tomorrow. What if you could become a more valuable person and start building wealth faster than you ever imagined? What if there was a way to drastically change the course of your financial future without waiting years for success to show up? Are you tired of feeling stuck and unsure of how to move forward? What if the smartest and fastest path to becoming wealthy was right in front of you, but you've been overlooking it? This video will reveal the top 10 strategies that will help you become more valuable and wealthier starting today. These aren't quick fixes or empty promises. These are proven, actionable steps that anyone can follow, no matter where they are in life. Whether you're trying to improve your skills, mindset, or financial habits, you'll find the insights here that can push you toward lasting success. Now let's dive in. Number 1, learn high-income skills that solve real problems in the marketplace. If you want to change your life financially, if you want to increase your value, the smartest and fastest way is to focus on learning skills that the world already pays well for. Not just any skills. High-income skills. Skills that solve real problems for real people or businesses. The marketplace rewards value, not effort. You can work hard your whole life and still struggle if you're not solving a valuable problem. But if you decide to train yourself to solve high-level problems, your income starts to reflect that value. The shift begins when you stop asking, how can I make more money? And you start asking, what real problems can I solve that people care about? You've got to stop underestimating what you can learn. Too many people think they're not smart enough, not experienced enough, or not young enough. But those are just excuses. The truth is, the marketplace doesn't care about your background. It cares about your ability to get results. You can learn marketing. You can learn copywriting. You can learn sales. You can learn coding. You can learn public speaking. You can learn business strategy. These are all high-income skills. They're not locked away. They're available to anyone who's hungry enough to study and practice. And today, with the internet, the playing field is wide open. You don't need permission anymore. You just need discipline. Start small if you need to. Pick one skill that makes sense for you and go deep. Not shallow, deep. Study it every day. Practice it every day. Apply it every chance you get. And don't wait until you feel ready. Start before you're ready. Read books. Watch experts. Find mentors. Take courses. Don't expect it to be easy, but do expect it to be worth it. Every hour you spend learning a real skill is an investment in your future income. It's like building a machine that keeps paying you back. What most people do wrong is they chase money instead of chasing skills. That's a trap. When you chase money, it runs. When you build skills, money follows you. People line up to pay the person who can solve a real problem. If you can help someone grow their business, they'll pay you. If you can save a company time, they'll pay you. If you can close sales, they'll pay you. If you can write words that persuade, they'll pay you. If you can take complicated ideas and explain them clearly, they'll pay you. Value is what creates wealth. Skills create value. And don't confuse a job title with real value. Just because someone has a fancy position doesn't mean they're solving a real problem. And just because someone's working an average job doesn't mean they have to stay there. The moment you learn a high-income skill is the moment you open the door to freedom. The problem is, many people never make that decision. They wait, they complain, they blame the system. But what if you stopped waiting and just started learning? Learning high-income skills gives you options. It means you're no longer stuck depending on someone else to give you a raise. You can go out and earn it. You can start something on your own. You can freelance. You can consult. You can build something real. That's where freedom comes from. But you won't find freedom by wishing. You'll find it by building. Brick by brick. Skill by skill. Every hour counts. Every rep matters. If you really want to become more valuable, stop consuming junk. Replace that time with skill development. Cut out the mindless scrolling. turn off the distractions. Use that time to study. Use that time to build. The difference between someone earning $30,000 and someone earning $300,000 is usually just skill. It's not luck. It's not who they know. It's not background. It's what they know and what they can do with what they know. And here's the truth most people avoid. No one is coming to save you. It's on you. But that's not a burden, it's a gift. Because it means you're in control. You can start right now. No matter where you are in life. No matter how far behind you feel. Start with 1 hour a day. Just 1 hour of deep learning. Every day. That's 365 hours a year. That's nearly 10 full work weeks of skill building. Most people won't do that. That's why most people stay stuck. But if you're willing, you'll separate yourself fast. You'll look up 6 months from now and be unrecognizable. It's not about being the smartest. It's about being consistent. Show up for yourself every day. Focus, study, apply. You don't need talent. You need grit. You need hunger. You need the decision that says, I refuse to stay broke. I refuse to stay stuck. I'm going to outlearn and outperform until I'm valuable. The world is full of problems waiting to be solved. That means there are opportunities everywhere. If you can help someone grow their audience, build their business, write their sales copy, improve their systems, design their website, teach their team, you've got value. That's where wealth begins. Not in luck, not in inheritance, in value. Build it. The great thing about skills is no one can take them from you. Not the government, not the economy, not your boss. Once you've got the skill, you've got the leverage. If your current job doesn't pay you for it, someone else will, or you'll find a way to create your own opportunity. That's power. That's real power. And it starts with learning. Your brain is a tool. Sharpen it. Don't waste it on gossip and nonsense. Use it to build skills that change your life. You weren't born to struggle forever, but you were built to grow. And if you grow in the right areas, you become valuable. You walk different. You talk different, you think different, and people notice because value is hard to ignore. You want to become wealthy, then become valuable. Not loud, not flashy, valuable. That's what the top earners have figured out. They don't waste time on low-return activities. They pour time into skills that multiply. If you're broke, your first job is to stop thinking like a consumer and start thinking like a creator. Learn how to create solutions, not just consume content. That's how you build confidence, too. Every time you gain a new skill, your confidence grows. You walk into rooms with certainty. You speak with strength because you put in the work. You know what you can do, and no one can take that from you. Number 2, surround yourself with ambitious people who push you to grow. Your environment shapes your future more than your talent ever will. You can have all the potential in the world, but if you spend your time around people with no hunger, no drive, no plans, you'll start shrinking instead of growing. It happens quietly, slowly. Without realizing it, you begin lowering your standards just to fit in. You start accepting mediocrity as normal. You stop dreaming big because no one around you is dreaming at all. That's dangerous. One of the smartest decisions you'll ever make is choosing who gets access to your mind, your time, and your energy. Because the wrong people will drain you. They'll distract you from your goals. They'll laugh at your ambition. They'll call your discipline too much. They'll tell you to relax when you're trying to build. And the worst part? They'll do it casually, like they're doing you a favor. But deep down, they don't want you to grow because it reminds them of what they're not doing. On the other hand, when you place yourself around ambitious people, everything changes. You begin to think bigger. You feel challenged. You start raising your standards without even realizing it. You begin aiming higher because the people around you won't accept anything less than your best. They're not trying to impress you, they're trying to improve themselves. And that energy rubs off on you. Ambitious people don't tolerate laziness. They don't make excuses. They don't settle. When you share your goals with them, they don't laugh. They ask you when you're starting. They don't let you complain about problems without pushing you to find a solution. They hold you accountable, not out of judgment, but because they see what you're capable of and won't let you waste it. You want to grow fast? Get around people who make you uncomfortable in a good way. The kind of discomfort that comes from realizing you've been playing small, from hearing someone speak with conviction and realizing your goals have been too safe. From seeing someone execute daily and realizing you've been inconsistent, that's the environment that wakes you up. That shakes you out of your routine. That forces you to level up. And don't just look for people who are ahead of you in success. Look for people who are serious, hungry, focused, people who study, who practice, who show up, people who are obsessed with becoming better. They may not be rich yet. They may not be famous. But you'll know them by how they live, by how they speak, by how they carry themselves. Find them, connect, add value to their lives, support their growth. And in return, you'll find yourself growing in ways you didn't think possible. You can't grow in isolation. You can improve a little bit alone, but real transformation happens in an environment that demands it, where excellence is expected, where sloppiness isn't tolerated, where results are measured. You can't coast when you're surrounded by winners. You'll either rise to meet them or fall behind. And that pressure, that's what builds you. There are people out there who will raise your expectations just by how they live. They make discipline look normal. They make ambition look obvious. They make action look automatic. You don't need to be told to work hard when everyone around you is already doing it. You don't need to be reminded to stay focused when your circle lives with purpose. That's the kind of alignment that changes lives. But be honest with yourself. Who are you around right now? What kind of conversations are you having? What kind of energy are you surrounded by? If the people closest to you are always complaining, always gossiping, always wasting time, then you've got a choice to make. Stay where you are and settle for less, or distance yourself and grow into more. This isn't about cutting people off with arrogance. It's about protecting your future with intention. You don't owe anyone your potential. You don't owe anyone your peace. If someone is pulling you backward, you're not helping them by staying small. Sometimes the best thing you can do is grow in front of them. Lead by example. And if they're ready, they'll grow too. But if they're not, you keep going. Start being selective with your time. You can't build something great while entertaining low-energy conversations. You can't stay consistent when you're surrounded by people who make excuses every day. Your standards matter. Your goals matter. Your future matters. Be around people who remind you of that. And here's something most don't talk about. Being around ambitious people doesn't just challenge you. It gives you support you didn't know you needed. Because growth is hard. Change is uncomfortable. And when you're doing it alone, it's easy to doubt yourself. But when you're surrounded by others chasing big goals, you realize your struggle is normal. Your fear is shared. Your resistance is human. That shared experience builds strength. It gives you perspective. It keeps you going when quitting feels easier. You become like the people you talk to every day. Their habits, their beliefs, their standards, they start becoming yours. So ask yourself, do the people you talk to daily inspire you? Do they push you? Do they check in on your progress? Do they make you think deeper? If not, it's time to upgrade your circle. Because time is too short to spend it with people who aren't growing. And remember, you don't need a crowd, you need alignment. You don't need dozens of people. You need a few who are serious, a few who challenge you, a few who show up when it's hard. One person who believes in you and pushes you is more valuable than 100 who tell you you're fine where you are. Sometimes the best thing you can do is walk into a new room, a room where you're not the smartest, not the strongest, not the most successful, a room where you feel small but inspired, where you don't fit in yet, but you want to. That's the room that stretches you. That's the room that forces you to learn faster, act bolder, think sharper. And if you can't find that room right away, create it. Start being that person for someone else. Share ideas. Ask better questions. Take action in front of others. Lead with ambition. And slowly, your energy will attract others who match it. Because people who are serious about growth can feel it. And they want to be around it. Stop trying to motivate people who don't want to move. Start aligning with people who are already moving. That shift will save you years of frustration. There's a difference between trying to drag people forward and walking with those already headed somewhere. Choose wisely. Every relationship is either pulling you forward or holding you back. There is no neutral. When you're around ambitious people, your conversations change. Instead of talking about weekends, you're talking about building. Instead of complaining about problems, you're dissecting solutions. Instead of settling for someday, you're mapping out today. That's the atmosphere where growth thrives, where goals become real, where time is respected and energy is protected. And don't think ambition means perfection. Ambitious people fall too. They fail, they doubt, but the difference is they get up, they take responsibility, they adapt, and they expect the same from you. They don't coddle weakness, they call out your strength. And that's what you need, not pity, not comfort. Truth, challenge, accountability. Number 3, study wealth-building principles and apply them daily. Wealth doesn't show up by accident. It comes from understanding how it works and doing something about it every single day. Most people want to be wealthy, but they never sit down to actually study how money grows, how it moves, and how it's earned, kept, and multiplied. And that's the gap desire without understanding, effort without direction. If you're serious about becoming more valuable and building real wealth, you have to treat it like a subject. Just like you'd study science or history, you need to study wealth. You can't guess your way into financial freedom. You have to learn what works and what doesn't. You have to understand the patterns, the habits, the decisions that build lasting wealth. Because the truth is, wealthy people don't operate like everyone else. They think differently. They make choices based on principles. They're not gambling. They're playing a long-term game with discipline and intention. One of the first principles you need to understand is that money is a tool, not a trophy. It's not about showing off. It's about creating options. It's about protecting your time, taking care of your responsibilities, and creating a life where you're not controlled by survival. When you start thinking of money as a tool, you stop wasting it on things that don't move you forward. Another key principle is this: you don't get paid for how hard you work. You get paid for the value you bring. That's a big shift. Because some people are working all day, every day, and still broke. Why? Because they haven't learned how to increase the value of what they do. They haven't upgraded their skills. They haven't positioned themselves in the right place. They haven't studied how the marketplace rewards certain kinds of contribution. That's why learning wealth-building principles is so important. It gives you a framework. It helps you stop wasting time chasing what doesn't lead to growth. For example, one principle is understanding the power of ownership. Wealthy people own things that grow in value: stocks, businesses, real estate. They don't just trade time for money. They build assets that work for them even when they're sleeping. If you don't learn this early, you can spend your whole life working and still end up with nothing that lasts. It's also crucial to understand the principle of leverage. Wealth isn't built by doing everything yourself. It's built by learning how to use tools, systems, and people to multiply your efforts. Wealthy individuals don't just hustle harder, they build smarter. They find ways to make their money, their time, and their energy go further. And you only learn how to do that by studying and applying these ideas daily. It's not enough to read one book and feel inspired. You need to absorb the knowledge, turn it into action, and build new habits. That's where real transformation happens. When you start applying what you learn, things begin to shift. You stop spending on things that impress people and start investing in things that empower you. You stop chasing quick wins and start building long-term stability. That daily application compounds over time, and that's where real wealth begins. Discipline plays a big role here. You can't just study principles when you feel like it. You have to make it a daily part of your life. Read something about money every day. Listen to a mentor who understands how wealth is created. Write down lessons and reflect on how they apply to your situation. Track your spending. Evaluate your financial habits. Make small adjustments and stay consistent. That's how you build momentum. You also have to be honest with yourself about where you are. Most people don't track their money because they're afraid of what they'll find. But wealth requires clarity. You can't grow what you won't look at. You have to face your numbers, face your habits, face your reality. Then you can make changes that actually matter. Ignorance is not bliss when it comes to money, it's bondage. Another powerful principle is understanding the difference between income and wealth. High income doesn't always mean wealth. You can earn a lot and still be broke if you spend everything. True wealth is what you keep and what you grow. It's about how much freedom you've built into your life. And that starts with being intentional about every dollar. Not cheap, not scared, intentional. You also need to learn how to delay gratification. One of the biggest reasons people stay broke is because they keep rewarding themselves too soon. Every time they get a little extra money, they rush to spend it. Wealthy people think long term. They invest first. They build safety nets. They make decisions that protect their future. And when the time comes to enjoy the rewards, they do it from a position of strength, not survival. Another principle is that you must create multiple streams of income. Depending on one source is dangerous. If that one job or client disappears, your whole life collapses. Wealthy individuals think in layers. They look for ways to diversify. They build skills that can earn in different ways. They create products, services, investments. They study markets and trends, not out of fear, but out of wisdom. And none of this happens overnight. That's why applying these principles daily matters. You won't see huge results in a week, but in a year, in 5 years, the difference is massive. Most people overestimate what they can do in a day and underestimate what they can do in a few focused years. You want to build wealth? Then give it the time and consistency it requires. Not wishful thinking. Daily decisions. Another thing to understand is the principle of financial literacy. If you can't read a financial statement, if you don't understand how taxes work, if you don't know the difference between good debt and bad debt, you're at a disadvantage. And nobody's going to teach you unless you go looking. School didn't cover it. Most families don't discuss it. You have to take full responsibility for your education. There are simple steps you can take right now. Create a basic budget not to restrict you, but to empower you. Know where your money is going. Set specific goals, not just get rich, but real targets with numbers and timelines. Study one wealth principle each week and look for ways to apply it. Maybe you start learning about compound interest, or real estate, or online business. Keep expanding your mind. Keep connecting dots. Surround yourself with resources that keep you sharp. Read books by people who have done what you want to do. Listen to audio programs that break down strategy. Follow mentors who walk the walk. And don't just consume, take notes. Build your own financial philosophy. Know what you believe. Know what you're aiming for. Know why it matters. Because here's another truth. If you don't design your financial future, someone else will use you to build theirs. That's not fear, that's reality. The world rewards clarity and preparation. If you know what you want and you're learning how to get it, you'll move faster than most. Because most are guessing. Most are reacting. Most are stuck in cycles they've never questioned. Wealth building isn't just about money, it's about character. It's about learning how to make decisions under pressure. How to think long-term when everyone else is chasing shortcuts. How to stay calm during setbacks. How to stay focused when you feel stuck. These are skills that pay you for life, not just in dollars, but in confidence. Number 4, invest your money in assets that produce long-term value. When it comes to wealth, it's not about how much you make, it's about what you do with what you make. Most people spend every penny they earn on things that offer temporary satisfaction. But real wealth is built when you take the money you earn and put it into assets that provide long-term value. You need to understand this. Buying things that depreciate, things that lose their value over time is a losing game. Wealthy people don't just focus on making money. They focus on how to make their money work for them. This idea of assets is crucial. An asset is something that produces value, something that grows in worth over time, something that appreciates or generates income. It could be real estate, stocks, bonds, intellectual property, or even a business you own. The key is that these assets don't just sit there, they're working for you while you sleep. The money you've invested in them is multiplying, creating opportunities for you to expand, build, and create more value. You're not just working for money, your money is working for you. Real estate, for example, is one of the oldest and most reliable assets. When you invest in property, whether it's residential or commercial, you're investing in something tangible, something that can appreciate over time. Even in tough economic times, real estate tends to retain value and grow. People will always need a place to live. Businesses will always need locations to operate. And as the market grows, so does the value of the property. But here's the thing, you don't need to buy a mansion or a high-end commercial building to start. You can begin small with a single-family home or a small rental unit. What matters is that you start. There's another kind of asset that's just as important, and that's stocks. Owning shares in businesses that are proven and have growth potential can turn a small amount of money into significant wealth over time. Many people overlook the power of compound growth. When you invest in stocks and allow your money to sit and grow, you're not just making a one-time profit. You're making your investment multiply in a way that isn't possible through traditional savings accounts. The key is to pick the right companies, those with a strong history, with growth potential, and with a management team that knows how to scale the business. You don't need to be an expert in the stock market, but you do need to learn how to identify assets that are going to grow. Intellectual property is another powerful asset that many people overlook. When you create something, whether it's a book, a course, music, or software, you're creating a source of income that can continue to generate money for years to come. The best part? You don't have to work for every penny that comes in. Once the product is created, it can continue to sell without you having to be involved every day. This kind of asset requires upfront work, but it can pay you for a lifetime. You can use this idea to create a stream of income that flows even when you're not actively putting in work. That's how you free up your time and start focusing on bigger goals. Let's talk about businesses. Owning a business is one of the best ways to build long-term wealth. But here's the thing, you don't have to own a huge corporation to see significant gains. Even a small business, one that meets a specific need in your community or in the marketplace, can be an incredible asset. When you own a business, you're not just earning income, you're building an asset that can grow over time. The value of your business increases as you build a customer base, establish systems, and generate profits. What many people don't realize is that a business can be an appreciating asset, much like real estate. And just like any asset, it can be sold for a substantial profit when it's ready to move on to the next level. But investing in assets isn't just about putting money into real estate or stocks or creating intellectual property. It's also about how you think about money. The way you manage it, the way you invest it, and the way you use it to create more value in your life. One of the biggest mistakes people make is spending money on things that depreciate, things that offer little or no return. That new car, the latest gadget, the designer clothes, those are things that lose value as soon as you buy them. Instead, focus on things that grow. Focus on assets that can generate income or appreciate in value over time. Another powerful way to think about investing is through the lens of your own personal growth. One of the greatest assets you can invest in is yourself. Skills, education, and knowledge are assets that can't be taken away. The more you learn, the more valuable you become. And the more valuable you become, the more opportunities you have to invest your money wisely. Whether it's improving your communication skills, learning new technologies, or studying wealth-building strategies, your personal development is the foundation that everything else is built on. But the trick is to focus on assets that will grow and appreciate in value. Wealth isn't about what you buy, it's about what you create. The greatest investors don't just throw money at everything they see. They invest in things that will provide long-term growth and value. The key is to be strategic, to think about how the money you're spending today will work for you tomorrow. You're not just looking at immediate gratification, you're thinking about long-term benefits. It's also important to be patient. Building wealth through assets doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, consistency, and a clear vision. But when you invest in things that are designed to appreciate over time, the results will come. And when they do, you'll be in a position to grow even more. The more assets you have, the more opportunities you have. The more opportunities you have, the more freedom you create. And that's the ultimate goal, to build a life where money is no longer an obstacle, where it works for you instead of you working for it. At the same time, you need to be wise with your risks. All investments come with some degree of risk. Whether you're investing in stocks, real estate, or a business, there's always a chance things won't go as planned. But that's why knowledge and strategy are so important. The more you understand about the asset you're investing in, the better you can manage that risk. Don't take blind chances. Do your homework. Study successful investors and learn from their mistakes and successes. So many people are afraid to take the leap into investing because they're afraid of losing money. But that fear is what keeps them stuck. Investing in assets is how wealth is built, and it's how you can turn your hard-earned money into a powerful tool that works for you. The longer you wait, the more you miss out on opportunities. Start where you are. Don't wait for the perfect time. Invest in what you know, learn about what you don't, and then make your money work for you. Building wealth isn't about getting lucky. It's about making smart choices, putting your money into assets that produce long-term value, and being patient as those assets grow over time. Whether it's real estate, stocks, a business, or intellectual property, the key is that you're not just spending money, you're putting it to work. And over time, that work pays off. The more value you create, the more your wealth expands. And that's when the magic happens. Every day you delay, you're missing out on the chance to start growing your wealth. But don't let that scare you. Let it motivate you to take action now. The greatest asset you can invest in is time. And the sooner you start, the more your future self will thank you. Invest wisely. Build assets that last. Watch your wealth grow. Number 5. Improve your communication so you can lead and influence others. The power of communication is one of the most critical skills you can develop in life. If you want to become more valuable, influential, and successful, then mastering how to effectively communicate is a non-negotiable. It doesn't matter how smart, capable, or talented you are. If you can't communicate your ideas, vision, and intentions clearly, people won't see your potential. Effective communication isn't just about talking, it's about connecting. It's about making people feel understood, inspired, and motivated. It's about being able to influence others to take action and follow your lead. Think about the leaders you admire. Whether it's a business mogul, an inspiring coach, a world leader, or a mentor, you'll notice one common trait among them. They are exceptional communicators. They know how to capture the attention of their audience, how to make complex ideas simple, and how to move people to take action. They don't just speak, they connect, they engage, and they inspire. And this is exactly what you need to do if you want to lead and influence others. When you communicate well, you're not just sharing information, you're creating an experience. Your words are tools to convey your thoughts, but your body language, tone, and energy bring those words to life. Every time you speak, you have the opportunity to change someone's perspective, inspire them to take action, or help them see things in a new light. Communication is the bridge between where people are now and where you want to lead them. First and foremost, effective communication starts with clarity. If your message is unclear or confusing, it won't matter how passionate you are or how great your intentions are, people won't be able to follow you. The clearer your communication, the easier it will be for others to understand what you're trying to convey. Whether you're speaking to a group, one-on-one, or through written communication, the key is to make sure your point is simple and to the point. Avoid unnecessary jargon, don't overcomplicate things, and always think about the other person's perspective. What do they need to understand? How can you make it as easy as possible for them to grasp your message? Clarity doesn't mean oversimplifying. It means ensuring that every word you say or write serves a purpose. That means you need to eliminate fluff and distractions. Get to the heart of what you want to communicate and present it in a way that is compelling, relatable, and easy to understand. This doesn't mean you should speak in a monotone or be boring. It means your words should be purposeful. You need to lead with your ideas, not with confusion. It's about giving people the tools to comprehend and act on what you're saying. Effective communication also requires active listening. This is where many people falter. They're so focused on what they want to say that they forget to truly listen. But great leaders and communicators understand the power of listening. They listen to understand, not to respond. When you listen attentively, you show respect for the other person's perspective. You demonstrate that their ideas matter. And by listening, you gather valuable information that can help you refine your message, address concerns, and make adjustments when necessary. It's not just about hearing the words, they're about understanding the emotions and intentions behind them. When you truly listen, you can communicate in a way that speaks directly to what others need. You can influence people by addressing their needs, their desires, and their challenges. And this is what makes communication so powerful. It's not about pushing your message on others. It's about meeting them where they are and leading them forward. One of the most important aspects of communication is nonverbal communication. Your body language, facial expressions, and gestures all play a significant role in how your message is received. If your words say one thing, but your body language says something else, people will likely trust your body language more than your words. For example, if you're telling someone that you're confident, but your posture is slumped and your voice is unsure, they won't believe you. To truly influence and lead, your words and actions need to align. When they do, your message is more powerful, authentic, and believable. Another essential component of communication is emotional intelligence. The ability to understand and manage your own emotions and recognize the emotions of others allows you to navigate conversations with greater ease. When you're emotionally intelligent, you know how to read the room. You can gauge the mood of others and adjust your message accordingly. This is an invaluable skill for any leader because it allows you to connect with people on a deeper level and build trust. Emotional intelligence also enables you to stay calm and composed even in difficult situations and handle conflict in a way that fosters cooperation rather than division. Your tone of voice is also an incredibly powerful tool in communication. The way you say something is often more important than what you say. A warm, enthusiastic tone can make people feel comfortable and open to your ideas, while a cold, flat tone can make them feel distant or disengaged. The same words can take on completely different meanings depending on your tone. When you speak with conviction, passion, and warmth, you draw people in. They feel that energy, and they're more likely to be inspired by it. The ability to influence others isn't about being manipulative or deceptive. It's about being authentic and persuasive. To influence others, you need to be clear about your own values and beliefs. People are more likely to follow you when they can see that you genuinely believe in what you're saying. Authenticity builds trust, and trust is the foundation of influence. When people trust you, they will be more open to hearing your ideas, taking action, and following your lead. One of the most powerful tools in communication is storytelling. Stories have the ability to captivate and inspire in ways that facts and statistics often cannot. When you tell a story, you draw people in and you create an emotional connection. A well-told story has the ability to change someone's perspective, motivate them, and even change their behavior. Whether it's a personal story, a story about someone else, or even a fictional story, the key is to make it relatable. A great story has characters, conflict, and resolution. It's engaging, emotional, and memorable. When you communicate with clarity, listen actively, and master your nonverbal cues, you create an environment where people are willing to listen, engage, and take action. But communication is not just about speaking to others. It's also about how you communicate with yourself. Your inner dialogue has a powerful influence on how you present yourself to the world. If you doubt yourself or have a negative inner voice, that will reflect in your communication. When you believe in yourself, you speak with confidence and authority. You inspire others because you show that you have a clear vision and a firm belief in your ability to lead. Number 6, become known for delivering results, not just making promises. Promises are easy to make, but delivering on them, that's where true value is created. You can talk about your goals, your dreams, and your plans all day, but if you don't take consistent action and show measurable results, your words lose their weight. People respect those who follow through, who take steps every day to make things happen. The world doesn't remember those who only promise, they remember those who deliver. And if you want to be successful, if you want to build lasting value in your life and business, you need to become known for your ability to deliver results, not just talk about them. It's tempting to get caught up in the excitement of a new idea, to tell people about what you plan to do and the great things that are coming. It feels good to share your vision, and in the moment, it can make you feel accomplished. But the truth is that your words are meaningless if you don't back them up with action. There's nothing wrong with sharing your vision, but it's the work you put in that determines whether you're successful or not. The only thing that matters in the end is whether you deliver. Results speak louder than promises, and results don't lie. They are the objective evidence of your ability to execute. Every time you show up and deliver what you say you will, you build trust. You establish yourself as someone who can be counted on. When people see that you consistently deliver, they begin to rely on you. They know that when you say you're going to do something, you're going to do it. This is how you build credibility. This is how you become a person of integrity. If you look at the most successful people in any field, you'll notice a common thread. They're known for delivering results. They don't waste time talking about what they're going to do. They're too busy getting things done. They understand that results are the currency of success. Talk is cheap, but action is priceless. The key to building wealth, influence, and respect is simple. Focus on results. But let's be clear, results aren't just about achieving big wins. Results are also about the little things. It's about being consistent, showing up every day, and putting in the work, even when no one is watching. It's easy to get excited when things are going well, but true character is built when you're facing obstacles. When things get tough, that's when your results will speak for themselves. It's when you persist through adversity, when you push past the barriers, that you prove you're someone who gets things done. People want to see proof, not promises. This is especially true in business. If you're a business owner or entrepreneur, you know that you're only as good as your last result. If you promise your customers something and fail to deliver, your reputation takes a hit. But when you go above and beyond, when you over-deliver, that's when people become loyal to you. You don't need to make grand promises to impress others. What matters is your ability to follow through and exceed expectations. That's how you build a loyal customer base, how you create long-lasting relationships, and how you establish yourself as a leader in your field. You might think that you can afford to slip up here and there, that no one will notice if you don't deliver on every promise. But I'm telling you, they notice. People have a radar for inconsistency. They can tell when you're not being authentic, when you're not fully invested in delivering what you said you would. It's better to make fewer promises and deliver consistently than to make grand promises and fail to follow through. Your reputation depends on it. The truth is that success is built on the foundation of reliability. If you're known for delivering results, people will trust you with bigger opportunities. They'll know that you can handle the responsibility and that you'll get the job done, no matter how difficult the task may seem. And that trust opens doors. It creates new opportunities. When people trust you, they're more likely to refer you to others, to give you bigger projects, and to invest in your future. One of the best ways to establish yourself as someone who delivers results is to set high standards for yourself. Don't just do enough to get by, go the extra mile. Push yourself to deliver more than what's expected. When you exceed expectations, you create a lasting impact. People will remember you for the value you added, for the results you achieved. And it's this reputation for excellence that will help you rise to the top. Becoming known for delivering results requires focus and discipline. It's easy to get distracted by new ideas or shiny objects, but successful people know that results come from consistent effort. You need to be able to prioritize your time and focus on what truly matters. Every day, you should ask yourself, what can I do today that will move me closer to my goal? The key is to break down big goals into manageable tasks and take action on them every day. Success is not a one-time event. It's a series of small wins that add up over time. You also need to be adaptable. Not every plan will go as expected, and not every strategy will work right away. But the most successful people are the ones who don't give up when things don't go according to plan. They adapt. They learn from their mistakes and keep moving forward. It's not about being perfect, it's about being persistent. Even when you encounter setbacks, stay committed to your end goal. The ability to keep going, to keep showing up, is one of the most important traits you can develop if you want to become known for delivering results. Results are not just about business or money. They apply to every area of your life. Whether it's your health, relationships, or personal growth, delivering results is what will make you successful. If you want to improve your health, stop making promises to eat better or exercise more. Start taking action. Do what you say you're going to do. If you want to build stronger relationships, stop saying you're going to spend more time with the people you care about. Make it a priority and show up for them. Results come from action, not words. It's easy to talk about what you want, but the real power is in what you do. If you want to build wealth, create opportunities, and lead others, then you need to become someone who gets things done. Don't just make promises, deliver. Be known for your results and watch your success multiply. Your ability to follow through on your word will set you apart from the crowd and make you a person of influence and respect. In the end, results are what define your legacy. When you look back on your life, it won't matter how many promises you made or how many plans you shared. What will matter is what you actually achieved. The results you delivered will be the proof of your character, your dedication, and your ability to make things happen. So stop talking about what you're going to do. Start doing it, deliver on your promises, and let your results speak for themselves. Number 7, build multiple streams of income through smart side projects. Having a single stream of income is no longer enough in today's world. The truth is, depending on one source of income is risky. It leaves you vulnerable to shifts in the economy, industry, or even personal circumstances. That's why building multiple streams of income is one of the smartest financial decisions you can make. By creating side projects that generate additional revenue, you're diversifying your income sources, which ultimately leads to more financial freedom and security. When it comes to side projects, you don't need to reinvent the wheel. You don't need to come up with a groundbreaking idea or start an entire business from scratch. The key is to leverage your skills, your knowledge, and your time in a way that creates value for others. Once you identify opportunities to do so, you can generate income on the side that adds up over time, giving you more financial flexibility. Let's talk about how you can start building multiple streams of income. First, you need to be clear about your strengths, your interests, and the resources at your disposal. What do you enjoy doing? What are you good at? If you can answer these questions, you're already halfway to identifying the right side projects for you. Your skills are the most valuable asset you have, and when you leverage them, you can create income-generating opportunities. Start by looking for ways to monetize those skills. For example, if you're a writer, you could start freelance writing or create an ebook. If you're good at graphic design, you could offer design services or create digital products like templates or logos. The beauty of these side projects is that they don't require huge investments of time or money to start, and they allow you to use your existing skills in new and creative ways. Now let's take a step back and think about why you need multiple streams of income in the first place. It's about more than just making money. It's about building financial resilience. Imagine a situation where you lose your job or experience a dip in business revenue. If you rely on a single source of income, you're immediately in a vulnerable position. But if you've built multiple streams of income, you have a safety net. You're not reliant on any one source, and you're in a stronger position to weather economic downturns, personal crises, or unexpected challenges. The key is to find side projects that are scalable. You want to set yourself up for long-term success by building projects that can grow over time. Take the time to learn about passive income. This doesn't mean you stop working altogether, but it's about finding ways to earn money even when you're not actively working. One example is creating online courses or writing a book. Once you put in the effort up front, these side projects can continue to generate income without requiring constant attention. Don't limit yourself to just one or two side projects. Start small but think big. You have the ability to take on several income-generating activities at once. The goal is to build a portfolio of income streams that complement each other and work together to help you reach your financial goals. One project might not make you a millionaire overnight, but the sum of several smaller projects can add up to something significant. Another powerful side project that many people overlook is investing. Investments in stocks, real estate, or even peer-to-peer lending can generate passive income over time. You don't need to be a financial expert to start investing, but you do need to educate yourself and be strategic. The earlier you start, the more time your money has to grow. The goal is to create wealth that isn't reliant on your direct involvement every day, allowing you to free up your time for other ventures. The idea behind building multiple streams of income is to create options for yourself. It's about having financial freedom to make choices without worrying about money. If you want to take a vacation or work on a passion project, you don't want to be tied down by a single income stream that you rely on to cover all your expenses. By having multiple streams of income, you create the flexibility to live life on your terms. The power of side projects is that they can be pursued with little to no upfront cost. Many people think that they need to have a lot of money to get started, but that's simply not true. Some of the most successful side projects started with just a small investment of time and effort. In fact, side projects are often a way to test an idea or a business model without risking too much. You don't need to quit your full-time job to start building these income streams. In fact, it's better to start small and see what works before you go all in. Side projects don't just generate extra income, they can also teach you new skills. Every time you take on a new project, you're learning. You're gaining experience in areas like marketing, sales, customer service, and project management. Even if you never turn one of your side projects into a full-time business, the skills you develop will help you in other areas of your life and career. One of the most powerful side projects you can pursue is building an online presence. Whether you create a blog, a YouTube channel, or an online store, the internet provides endless opportunities to generate income. The best part is that these platforms can be started with little investment, and they have the potential to reach a global audience. You don't need to have a huge following to start earning money online. Many people start small and grow their businesses over time. The most successful people are those who understand the power of multiple income streams. They don't put all their eggs in one basket, and they know that there's always room to create new opportunities. They know that when one stream of income slows down, there are others to fall back on. They've diversified their income, and as a result, they've built financial resilience that allows them to enjoy greater freedom. If you're serious about building multiple streams of income, the most important thing is to take action. It's easy to get caught up in analysis paralysis waiting for the perfect idea or the perfect time to start. But the truth is that there will never be a perfect time. The best time to start is now. Start small, start today, and keep pushing forward. Every side project, no matter how small, is a step closer to building the financial freedom you desire. Remember, the key to success isn't about working harder, it's about working smarter. By building multiple streams of income, you're not just making more money. You're building a stronger, more resilient financial foundation that will support you no matter what happens in the future. Don't wait for opportunity to come to you, go out and create it. Your future self will thank you. Number 8, master time management and protect your schedule like gold. The single most valuable asset you have in life is your time. It's finite, and once it's gone, you can never get it back. So many people waste it, fritter it away on trivial tasks, or allow it to slip through their fingers due to lack of focus and poor management. If you truly want to be successful, you must learn how to manage your time with precision and discipline. You have to protect your schedule as though it were pure gold, because in many ways it is. The first thing you need to realize is that time management isn't just about fitting as many tasks into your day as possible. It's about intentionality. You must learn to prioritize what matters most, eliminate distractions, and create space for deep work that moves the needle in your life. People often make the mistake of thinking they have time to waste, but they don't. Time is always moving forward, and every hour that passes is an hour you can never reclaim. A big part of mastering time management is understanding the value of your time. Each minute of your day is worth something. It might be your health, your relationships, or your future success that is affected by how you spend that time. This is why it's critical to stop wasting time on things that don't serve your goals or add value to your life. You need to be conscious of how you're spending your time every single day. Take a close look at your current routine. What's eating up your time that could be better spent elsewhere? Often we spend hours mindlessly scrolling through social media, watching television, or attending meetings that don't add real value to our lives. These habits drain your energy and take away from the time you could be using for things that push you toward your goals. Cut out the noise. Learn to say no to things that aren't serving you. It's essential to protect your time by setting boundaries and sticking to them. To truly become a master of time management, you need to have a system in place. A system that helps you prioritize, stay organized, and be accountable for how you spend each day. This starts with planning your day ahead of time. Every successful person I've known spends time at the end of their day or first thing in the morning mapping out what they need to do. Without a plan, you'll wander through your day aimlessly, reacting to whatever comes your way, rather than taking proactive steps toward your goals. The best way to start mastering time management is to create a daily schedule. This doesn't mean you need to micromanage every single minute of your day. but you need a framework that helps guide your actions. Identify your most important tasks, the ones that will have the most significant impact on your life, and block out dedicated time to work on them. Make sure these critical tasks are non-negotiable and are given priority over anything else. If your schedule is full, make sure these high-priority tasks are at the top of the list. However, it's not just about scheduling. You must also understand the concept of deep work. This is focused, uninterrupted time where you engage in meaningful tasks that require your full attention. To achieve this, you need to eliminate distractions. This could mean turning off your phone, avoiding emails, or finding a quiet space where you can concentrate. It's essential to recognize that deep work is where real progress happens. When you work without distractions, your brain operates at its highest capacity, and you can produce more in an hour than most people do in an entire day. It's also important to recognize that some things simply don't need to be done. Perfectionism is a productivity killer. Many people waste time trying to make everything perfect, when in reality, what matters most is getting things done. Don't aim for perfection, aim for progress. Keep moving forward. You can always refine later, but if you get stuck trying to make something flawless, you'll end up wasting time and energy that could be better spent elsewhere. Another critical factor in mastering time management is delegation. You don't need to do everything yourself. There are always tasks you can delegate to others. This is especially true as your career or business grows. When you delegate effectively, you free up your time to focus on the things that matter most. Delegation allows you to focus on the work that generates the most value and leaves the less important tasks to others. But even when delegating, you need to be strategic. Don't just give away tasks to anyone. Choose the right people and make sure they're capable and reliable. It's about leveraging the strengths of others to free up your time. Trusting others with tasks can be hard, but it's necessary if you want to protect your time and grow. Trying to do everything yourself will only lead to burnout and frustration. Mastering time management also means building habits that support your productivity. Developing a routine will help you stay on track and ensure that you're consistently making progress toward your goals. One key habit to adopt is the 2-minute rule. If a task will take 2 minutes or less to complete, do it immediately. Don't put it off, because those little tasks add up and clutter your schedule. Handle them right away and free up space for more important activities. Additionally, take care of yourself. You can't expect to be productive if you're running on empty. Make sure you're getting enough sleep, eating well, and exercising regularly. Time management isn't just about
everyone, Dailykeymotivation 2025. Today speak become because the more value you add, the more opportunity will open up and the faster wallet will flow into your life. Your value and wallet are determined by the action you take today, not tomorrow. Make the decision now to become more valuable and was your wallet. Follow. Wallet is valued in a day, but the smartest decision you make today will shape the financial future you deserve tomorrow. What if you could become a more valuable person and start building wallet faster than you ever imagined? What if there was a way to drastically change the course of your financial future without waiting year for success to show up? Are you tired of feeling stuck and unsure of how to move forward? What if the smartest and fastest plan to becoming quality was right in front of you, but you be overlooking it? This video will reveal the top 10 strategies that will help you become more valuable and walleting starting today. These are quick fixed or empty promises. These are proving activated step